In the stillness of a desert night, an old man sits beneath the stars, his heart heavy with memories of a son he thought he'd never see again. Decades have passed, yet the wound still breathes. Every whisper of the wind carries the same question. Why did it happen? But on this night, something stirs. A message is coming, one that will turn grief into glory and a broken family into the heartbeat of a nation. Before dawn, Jacob's world will change forever. The land was dying. For months, the skies refused to open, and every field in Canaan whispered the same truth: famine had come. What once flourished now lay silent beneath the sun's relentless fire. Intense across the valley, families prayed for rain that never came. And in the heart of it all sat Jacob, the man who once wrestled with God, now wrestling with despair. But then, a whisper. A rumor carried from the south: Egypt has grain, a nation untouched by hunger, a place of plenty ruled by a mysterious leader whose wisdom had saved them from starvation. Jacob's weary eyes lifted for the first time in years. Egypt. The name stirred something deep within him, a flicker of hope he had long buried with his son. Could it be true? Could Joseph still live? The journey began beneath a cloudless sky, the old man leaving behind the land of his fathers, walking toward a promise he could barely believe. Each mile carried the weight of memories and the echo of a name he once feared to speak: Joseph. The road to Egypt was long. Days bled into nights, and the desert wind became their companion. At every stop, Jacob's thoughts wandered. What if this is a dream? What if hope is playing tricks on me again? Yet still he walked, drawn by something greater than fear. And then Egypt. Towering walls, chariots of gold, the hum of a foreign language. Jacob's sons led him through the heart of a kingdom he had only heard about. But inside the palace, another man was waiting. A ruler robed in power, yet trembling with emotion. Years of silence ended in a single moment. Two paths once torn apart by betrayal, and time collided once more. When Joseph saw his father, the mask of Egypt's governor fell away, and the heart of a son took its place. They ran toward each other, tears cutting through years of sorrow. No words could hold what that moment carried: pain, forgiveness, and promise, all meeting in one embrace. And in that instant, history shifted. What men meant for evil, God had turned into redemption. In the land of Egypt, peace finally returned to Jacob's soul. The ache that had haunted his nights was silenced, not by explanation, but by reunion. The pain, the years, the distance, none of it was wasted. What began as loss had become legacy. Every tear shed in Canaan was preparing the ground for what God was building in Egypt. Because sometimes, the journey we fear the most leads us to the promise we've been praying for. Jacob's story wasn't just about a father and a son. It was about a God who writes purpose through pain, who weaves redemption from betrayal, and who turns famine into future. If you've ever stood in a place of loss, if you've ever wondered why your prayers seemed unanswered, remember this journey. God never wastes pain, and no distance is too great for his promise to find you. Jacob thought his story was over, yet God was only turning the page. The same hand that guided him through sorrow still guides you, now shaping every delay, every detour into destiny. So when faith feels faint and hope seems gone, look again. The same God who restored Jacob's house still restores hearts today. Share this story with someone who needs to remember that faith still moves generations. Subscribe for more Bible stories here on Bible Tales Hub.